it just says port safe. You got the top line port safe. That big main sentence is visible.
I mean, would it work if I was in there as well with my fleece on? I don't know how I think like this room ain't going to be big enough though. That's all I'm thinking is if I kind of ask the question like, what's your role at the Canal and River Trust? Sort of thing, like I'm here with Leon at the Canal and River Trust. I mean, I'm completely changing my script last minute though, I'm doing all this.
You can do. I mean, you can stand in front of that one and I could do 2 cameras if you want. But you are then adding like lots of extra time to it, and you know what I mean. Like your 1 minute video turns into a 2 or 3 minute video.
Yeah, which turns into I don't know what your hourly rate is, but
it's been bought in bulk purchase.
Right.
I do it this way and just say.
Okay, and we'll see what it's like.
So Stu's going to ask you the questions, and you're going to just look at Stu direct as if you're talking to him. And
right.
We'll just do it as that and see how you think it is.
Yeah, are you happy with that? Yeah.
So are you asking questions, or do you just want me to speak?
I think if Stu just says, can you explain who you are and what you want, like whatever it is, and then if you respond with, I'm Leon from, you know, whatever Stu asks you, just try and say back in the answer. Do you know what I mean? So you'll say, who are you and who do you work for? Like,
okay.
I'm Leon, I work for such and such a thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well.
And then you can say like, what you know.
If you want to ask me that, and then I'll just keep going until I run out of things to say, and then you can just edit it because
I'll tick off what's being said. What I was going to do is just tick off if you mention a point that
okay.
you want to know. If there's anything, and then I can just ask
all right.
Then. Right. So we're recording, aren't we?
Yeah, it's rolling.
Yeah, great. So yes, can you sort of tell me your role and like who you are and what you do at Canal and River Trust?
Yeah, my name's Leon. I work for the Canal and River Trust, as you've just said. The Canal and River Trust is a charitable trust. We're very heavily focused on well-being, customer safety, visitor safety. We manage a 2,000 mile network of canals, rivers, reservoirs, as well as other assets such as buildings, attractions, destinations, lots of other assets.
Lovely. Right, okay, so...
Bespoke attachments.
That's right, yeah. So, can you sort of go into like sort of the...
And it's got Gavin.
Let me just run down and... What I'm going to ask you is just basically about the kind of the role, the day-to-day role. So we talked about it earlier, didn't we? The day-to-day role that sort of you and your team do.
Yeah.
And how that's led to you ending up like sort of using our services for sort of bespoke attachments. And ideally you'd say, we have specific requirements that we came to reach and rescue.
Yeah, okay.
And you can go into
it's something not available just on the shelf.
Yeah, okay.
We needed a purpose-built kind of equipment. This is every interview I do here.
It's what?
Every interview I do here, they do 1 minute and then everyone until everyone shut up and then run back over again.
Yeah, I think when we do it, they normally just let us run with it and then just keep talking shit and they'll edit it. And but sometimes it's better if they ask questions because it gives you a bit of direction.
Yeah. Like I said, the question will just be cut out.
Right.
There'll be a River Trust logo on or whatever, and then you'll come on and say, part of our job is we need tools that to do certain jobs.
Yeah.
We can't go and find them on the shelves. This is when we came to reach and rescue for blah blah blah. Your own words, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, really good intro then. Are you okay?
Yeah.
You ready? Yeah. So if you can sort of tell me about the day-to-day role that you and your team sort of do, and any sort of specific requirements that you need to come to us for.
Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, we maintain and upkeep 4 different canals and 7 different reservoirs in the Greater Manchester area. So that comes the tasks that we do. They widely vary. Every day is different. We do something different every week. But we've got a certain routine that we start with every morning, and that requires, that might... Oh, sorry, can we start again?
Yeah. Just start with that. Just start from that. We've got a routine every morning.
Right. We've got a daily routine of water control every morning, and that means that, we have to make sure the canals have enough water or not too much. We've got a number of trash grills on the canals which need cleaning out. there's a lot of debris and because obviously Manchester's an urban environment, there's a lot of urban problems, litter and things like that. Tools that we've used previously, you know, don't get me wrong, they've done the job, but we always felt that there was a better option out there and that, you know, there could be improvements, and when we came to Reach and Rescue, that's what we got the better option. We've got a really strong piece of equipment. It's lightweight, easily transportable, and you know, it's extendable. It can get to places that the tools we were using previously just couldn't get.
Just well
Do
timed there without a door squeaking in the background.
Do you want to do that again, or?
No. Oh,
Yeah.
unless there's nothing to, that you needed.
Yeah. I mean,
Talk about more
I'm
about
happy.
bespoke.
Yeah. So we can talk specifically about, I mean, that attachment, product that you're holding now. Like, so how did the idea for this one come about, and
what's its use for,
yeah,
and things like that kind of thing.
What
So
would it be used for?
talk about that. And
If you mentioned that it was like this was there was nothing available. So
and what job that would be for, and there was nothing available to do it, and then what this now helps you do, kind of thing.
But we did use something like this though. So so this is like I said, this is like an improved
version.
something that,
Yeah.
because obviously it only had limited reach and.
So if you just said this
There you go.
tool is a cab. All right.
Yeah.
So we've had it before, but it had limitations. But now this bespoke one is, I know you've already said it as well, but it extends and does it. And just saying that in a little bit of a different way, just a bit of noise. Noisiest offices in Wigan these days.
So shall I get going?
Yeah, just explain what that tool is and how you use it and what improvements the Reach and Rescue ones had.
So the tool that I'm holding in my hand, it's a modification of a keb, or a fork or a drag rake. There's a number of different terminologies, but we've used them previously and they've had wooden handles. They've been quite heavy, quite cumbersome, and obviously they've got limited reach. This improvement, this modification that Reach and Rescue have done, it's really helped us out because we can reach things that we couldn't reach before. We can, there's I lost my track of thought.
That's all right.
It's really good.
Just from that we can reach things before.
Yeah.
Or you start from this modification at Reach and Rescue.
Yeah, we can reach things that we couldn't reach before. It's very lightweight. The team have really we've got some really positive feedback about the equipment. They're really happy with it. We're really pleased with our purchases.
So does it keep you guys safer as well? Would you say? Would you ever have a sort of a risk assessment on site when you're undertaking a task?
What's the advantage of it being extendable? Is it because you don't have to get?
Yeah,
Or
right.
is it just so you can reach further, or
Right.
do you do it from further away or something? Is that what the idea is?
So it's helped us in terms of keeping safe because it's made improvements in our method statements and risk assessments. We have to do a manual handling assessment every time we do a job. This is really lightweight. We're not leaning over the water. It doesn't pose any kind of hazard in terms of manual handling and.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, so they're the sorts of things that you love to.
I'm just thinking if I had something. I'll just say this and you can put it in wherever you want. So nationally, the Trust have a bit of a motto, and we use that locally, and that motto is cleaner, greener and safer. And ultimately, what we're trying to do is keep the canals clean, green and safe for our customers. Now, this tool that I'm holding, in terms of clean and green and safe, it does all three. It helps us clean the canals, clean the trash grills. If we're sailing on a boat, we can reach things that we couldn't reach before. We don't have to lean over the boat. We don't have to lean over the canal's edge. It's really helped us in a lot of ways.
Great.
Oh, that was gold.
Clean, green, and what's the other one?
Clean, green and safe.
Safe, like
Clean,
that.
green and safe.
Clean, green, and safe.
I always see this that the ones you guys like. I always love this one that you guys say they're making life better by water.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you still say that, don't you? Yeah, that's.
Yeah, that's our company logo. But when we started,
Motto, so
within team talks and things like that, we
clean, green, and safe. Well, that's perfect then, yeah, because that's exactly what that attachment really enables you to do, isn't it? So keep things clean and green whilst being safe.
Safe, yeah.
I think we've kind of mentioned everything on here, Mike. I think so. You sort of mentioned that they came to us with specific requirement.
Is any of this? We're going back
So
to
we'd
that.
actually
Is that
need-
the next bit? Or
We'd
is
need
that?
the port safe actually.
Oh, right, okay. There's just a bit there about your role, being a team leader. Did you mention that you was a team leader? Can't remember. And what your role then as a team leader is, keeping
no,
your team
I
safe
can do
or
that.
whatever. Do you think something about that kind of thing?
Yeah,
Just-
sure. I mean, yeah, it's better to have
Yeah.
a big
Too
chunk of-
much
of
than
content,
yeah.
and then we chisel it down.
Just like as part of a team leader, I'm keeping my team
Yeah.
safer by using bespoke kind of
Yep.
tools.
So my role as a team leader, I do a lot of planning, scheduling. I actually partake in the work, the actual work itself. So I use these tools. In terms of planning and scheduling, it's made my life tenfold easier, because when I'm doing risk assessments and stuff, the manual handling assessments, they're a lot easier. There's a lot of hazards that this thing eradicates. This tool gets rid of a lot of risks. I've lost track.
Just keeps you, if you just finish that little bit with stuff like, and a tool like this keeps me and all our team safer. Eliminates the danger or whatever.
Hiya.
All right.
Can you hear?
Hello.
No.
Did you not hear me? The keyhole going.
Good. Oh
Oh
no.
no,
Stuart.
We've literally got one more
Sorry, I'm
sentence and
late.
we're done.
That's all right.
We just wanted. If I print out some drawings and then I'll sit down with Leon and
Yeah.
I'll print them out.
Perfect,
Yeah.
Did you ring me this morning about parking?
I rung the office and someone
Call
answered.
centre?
Oh yeah.
I was on a call, I couldn't ring you.
There was a double lorry blocking the whole way into the driveway, and they were delivering some wood. So I was like, I was just letting you know I'm here, but I just couldn't get on the car park.
Right.
But someone was like, I'll let the team know. Okay, I was like, okay, thanks.
Is it professional?
These robots, it's incredible. The AI on that.
Just a little summary to that last little bit. Just
Where
saying,
were we? I've
it was
lost
about,
where.
it was just about like having a tool like this. Keeps me safe and all my
you
team
mentioned,
safe.
yeah,
or
like
something.
it eliminates the risk and
What's the slogan that you have? Water.
well, the clean, green and safe was but also the making life better by water is the sort of the company mantra, isn't
So
it?
you just want to say it keeps my team safe, keeps
Yeah.
safe, and keeps whatever better by water.
Yeah. So ultimately, we've made massive improvements. This tool's made massive improvements in terms of safety and how we conduct our work. So we're really happy with it.
Okay, yeah, safety.
We're
Excellent.
done.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was amazing.
You're happy, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm rolling.
So as I said earlier, the Canal and River Trust take the safety of their employees and the visitors and the customers and the public very seriously. So we've got a number of different projects and schemes revolving around water safety. We've got one down in Manchester, we've got some in Greater Manchester, some in West Yorkshire, and we've bought some port safe boxes off Reach and Rescue. Now these are really fantastic pieces of equipment. You can put a number of different items in them, you can put a number of different items in them depending on the environment. They're very, very, one sec.
Okay, yeah.
They're very bold, it states what it is, everybody knows that they're there. I'll just go back to Manchester.
Yeah.
So in Manchester we've highlighted a couple of hotspots where, Manchester's an urban environment, it's got a lot of bars, clubs, pubs, people go there when we're not in a pandemic, they'll go for a drink. And they'll use a canal to get from A to B. Obviously, once they've had a drink, accidents can and do happen, unfortunately. These pieces of equipment, let me just trying to think what I'm trying to say. So accidents can and do happen, unfortunately. These boxes mean that anybody who has an accident, if they, in that immediate area, trying to think what.
All right.
It's like it's the ready waiting in it kind
Yeah,
of thing.
so it's part of what you're doing is making the community safer, and with the projects you're doing along this area in Manchester, for example, this is one of those aspects you want to build in to make people safer.
I think I'll start all that bit again.
Yeah, no worries.
What did I start with?
You said about Manchester.
So we'll go from where the pubs and clubs are, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, hang on, I've completely... Let me just think of what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think how to word it.
I mean, it's highly visible and it's in a
so
set
you
location,
mentioned
so
how-
people can
So
kind
I'll
of...
start where I said from people get from A to B. So people use the canal to get from A to B, and obviously when they've had a drink, accidents can and will happen. These port safes mean that we then have a safe process in place to try and rescue these people.
That's all right.
That's really good.
Right, go on. Do you want to?
That's really
Do you
good.
just want to ask me the questions?
Yeah, but so with Canal and River Trust making sort of these areas safer, like you know, I feel like you can mention
All the other
Canal
things
and
that
River Trust.
support
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
like
all the other
we
like
put lighting
is
in.
it
We
part
put,
of is it part of an urban like
talk about how you'd make that area safer.
like you've made an area safe, you've regenerated the area off the back of these.
Talk about that one specific one. If you want,
Yeah, talk about Rochdale Canal a little bit, I guess, and say like you put barriers, lights, and this is a thing that you've.
So the Canal and River Trust are part of a water safety scheme which involves a number of different bodies such as the Emergency Service, the Council, us, a number of different people. And due to accidents happening in certain areas on the canals, we felt there was a need to take action and be proactive. These port safes are a result of that. They provide us with a safe method of trying to rescue people should any accident happen. Right, and then let me think.
Yeah, and what else have you seen in Rochdale Canal? What else did you guys do to improve the safety there?
So we've got our community engagement team who they're looking at what else can be done in that area to make the canal safe. So we're talking about lighting systems, signage, things like that. There's banners up. We're really trying to prevent these accidents from happening in the future, and if they do, then things like the port safe will provide us with a good method of rescue.
Perfect. Yeah, great talk on that.
That was great, yeah.
So then I'll say.
Really good.
So as you can see, the port safes are highly visible. They've got big bold letters. It's quite clear what they are. Should anybody fall in the canal in these hotspots, anybody who's passing or anybody who's there, they can attempt rescue. It's really straightforward. There's a step-by-step process on the board. They simply ring the emergency services, tell them what's going on. They'll give them a code for the safe, and then they can retrieve the piece of life-saving equipment and rescue the person that's fallen in.
Amazing. No, you've literally just done my job for me there with that. That's amazing.
Has any of them come into use where you've had them in and out yet?
And I don't think they are. Well, no, maybe not. I don't even think we know if they did.
Yeah. Which is a good sign, I suppose. At least everything else is in place.
And then I'll just, what I'll say is...
They're like the last resort, really, aren't they, of safety?
So in Manchester, we've got a port safe, and that's got an extendable pole in. So should anybody fall in the canal, they can retrieve this pole from the port safe, and the pole extends. It can reach anywhere in the canal, so it doesn't matter where the person is. The pole's got enough reach to get them out. And then do you want me to talk about the ones on the reservoirs?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
No, you're not allowed in. Go on.
Me?
No.
We've got one more piece.
No, I don't need an
Just shout me then.
I don't need an audience. What was?
Reservoirs.
So up on the reservoirs, obviously, particularly in hot weather and things, people like to go for a swim. We do try and sort of, I'll start that again. I'll start from where I said they'd like to go for a swim. Swimming's not allowed, and we take every step to try and prevent this, but obviously we can't be everywhere at once. So if people choose to ignore our advice, then an accident occurs, then these port safes are there. Again, everybody can see them, everybody knows what they are. They'll have a throw line in the box, so should anybody fall in, they ring the emergency services, retrieve the throw line, and they can rescue the person from the reservoir.
Perfect.
And then I'll just say, let me just think how I'm trying to say it. The port safes are a really innovative, good idea because, they're there for people's safety, they're there for the public safety, they're there for employee safety, but they also, the codes and the boxes. They prevent theft and vandalism. You know, it'd be unfortunate if anybody ever got into an accident and, you know, somebody had stolen the equipment, the life-saving equipment that was inside. So, you know, they secure hold on, just let me think of that bit. So they keep the life-saving equipment secure, and, you know, this ultimately they save the organisation money because we're not constantly having to replace what's inside.
Perfect.
Oh,
Really.
that's amazing.
Great line. Saves money. I like that one.
Saves
Yeah.
money, everyone likes saving money. I'll take the wrong script here. Yeah, that's really good. I can't think of anything
think
more that
there's
we could ask for.
Yeah.
You've done really good. I mean, and hopefully it's going to be really good for you guys as well.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
really good
So so what happens when? Where's it going? This is it going on your website?
Yeah, like our website, our YouTube.
Right.
For marketing, we generally do a lot of social media and magazine articles.
Yeah.
I might even. I've got this idea that I'd like to do a whole case study on Canal and River Trust and our sort of relationship with you. So eventually, I'd probably do some sort of editorial that I'll send off to Nationwide Press and that sort of thing. Obviously, I can't put a video in a magazine, but I'll be getting people onto the website to find out more about you guys, and the video will be on there.
Right.